I carried you home, taking all the weight off your shoulders. Now we're long gone, falling into 1 year older. It's funny how our love began when I was sober. Now I stumble in a room where nobody else cares. Now I'm into my thinking about you. I'm into my thinking whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm into my thinking. Now I'm into my thinking about you. I'm into my thinking whether I'm too kind to give you all of my truth. I'm into my thinking.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, oh boy, what week is it? Week 5 of the Challenger League here. Today we are starting off with the Rochester Rhythm going up against the Bloomington Maulers. It should be a good matchup. Today, alongside me here is Kai. How you doing, Mr. Kai?
I'm doing well, great. I'm excited. Week 5 of Challenger. First game up, we have the Bloomington Maulers against the Rochester Rhythm. So I'm super excited about it, man.
Yeah, Rochester, one of the hottest teams in the league right now with Calster, Dicey, and Rembo, of course. A lot of people think that Calster should, in terms of his availability now, people would love to have him at the premier level. Who knows, it might end up happening with some transaction moves possibly in the future. But for now, we've got game number 1, and we've got ourselves a series.
Absolutely. And on the other side, you said you were talking about the Rochester Rhythm, but on the other side, we have the Bloomington Maulers, the Delaphant, Thermal, and Blakester. Blakester and Delaphant both being Rising Star promos from last season, may I add. I'm not so sure about Thermal. I'm pretty sure he was in Challenger last season, or if he even played last season. But right off the rip, we got Calster showing a little nice mechanical play there, but unfortunately gets bumped by Blakester. Rembo's going to have to retreat for this one, try to clean it up for his team, which he does. He gets a nice pop, trying to follow it himself, but gets 50 midair. Thermal to the corner, Dicey going up his own back wall, trying to follow it himself. Very awkward touches, just trying to do something to make the shot not come out, and that's exactly what he did. And as we approach just 50 seconds played, it's really just been all Bloomington, not very much besides that. And as I'm saying this, Rembo gets a free open lane to score the first goal in just under a minute.
Yeah, and looks like Delaphant kind of got confused there with Thermal. You could say he was cutting him off. Could easily have been comms issue right there where one player has a free touch on the ball, maybe trying to outplay the next defender on the ground. The other pretty much panics there, and they end up pretty much double committing. Cal shot immediately there. I don't know what's happening. Cal, an insane recovery with that shot.
Absolutely, and Thermal just a little bit awkward. Couldn't really figure out where he was. Unfortunately, Calster hits the crossbar on his first touch, but is able to backflip to follow it up and place it nicely down so that 2 of the Rochester players can just cement that second goal and powerhouse it through.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of chances for Calster already. 180, little 45-degree flick to Rembo. And only a minute in here, they're going to go up by 3 here. And what I was about to say is that Calster has just been given so many opportunities, and he's been capitalizing on all of them.
Yeah, it seems that I don't know if Bloomington's just kind of trying to feel it out or what it may be, but as of right now, Bloomington's just kind of not pedal to the metal. They're giving Calster and Dicey and Rembo all the space they could possibly ask for, and that's kind of been their downfall. But thankfully, there's still 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. If they can just tighten it up, play a little bit faster, and get those challenges on defense where they need to, I could see them coming back into this game.
Yeah, and so far it's going to be a tough task in game 1. Going down by 3, who knows where momentum's at in terms of the Burnsville, or the Bloomington Maulers, excuse me. Too many red teams. But 2 minutes gone here, they can definitely surmount a comeback here, get something going, and they had some decent pressure at the start of this game, but in the end, whoa! A great pass out from Delephant, but ends up Thermal 50ing it back into him, and he'll steal his goal.
It would have been in either way, but Delephant was just there at the perfect moment to get a nice little touch on it and take the goal. And, you know, he might be stat boosting a little bit. Who knows? But as we move forward, they've cut the lead down to 3-1, and now they just need more. But Rembo absolutely just trucking down the field, playing it past 2 different defenders. Gets a nice little flick over Thermal, and then able to follow it. Delephant just not able to get up to it enough to 50, and Rembo is gifted their 4th goal of game 1.
Yeah, and you saw that not the best spacing there from the Bloomington defense. They wanted to set up some sort of a challenge play. They wanted to force the first man to do something. They followed it up just a bit too late. Their spacing was too far away from each other, and that gave Rembo enough space to outplay both the defenders to find themselves up by 3 again. Cal had a chance at that waterfall. He would have had to pinch it in, but another chance for Rembo off the backboard. Cal's there, but it'll be cleared away to Dicey from Thermal.
And, you know, things are looking promising for Bloomington now. They're trying to play a little faster. Unfortunately, the last goal was just a little too fast for the third man. A little bit of a disjointed challenge is what we call that. So the third man couldn't get back to it. But they are trying to play a little faster, challenge a little bit faster, taking away their space, which is exactly what we just talked about. It's almost like they're watching the stream right now. Oh, an unfortunate 50 for Bloomington, though. If you're a fan of Rochester, that's a great 50. Calster just covering the outside angle, forcing that ball into the backboard, and Rembo is there to follow it up and put that upper 90 top left corner. And, you know, with 2 minutes left, it's definitely doable, but Bloomington is going to have to do something now to take this momentum back, because right now it's all Rochester.
Yeah, and Rochester they haven't really had a chance to be on a really threatening defensive attack from Bloomington yet. They've just been so efficient on offense that they haven't really been able to have to defend this whole time. Cal touching that one over to the left side. I think Dicey would have had a really good look at it and maybe a chance to shoot on the net, as this Bloomington defense is a bit shaky here in game number 1.
Absolutely. A couple missed touches coming out that, you know, could have been a lot cleaner per se, but nothing too crazy. No crazy defensive mistakes coming out from Bloomington. It's all just kind of been Rochester playing the balls to each other, finding each other on the field, and taking meaningful touches every time they get the ball. They're taking their space, they're taking the dribbles when they can, and that's what's really been their key of success in this game 1, as a couple passes coming down finally from the Maulers, but a great 50 from Cal. Cal's just a tank right now, and he's playing it by, once again, given too much space in a disjointed challenge, so Delephant has to sit on the goal line while a shot comes out. Thankfully, it's not on target. Rembo trying to shadow this. Calster bumping him off of it. Bold play, but see how it pays off for him. And now with only 30 seconds left, I think this game 1 is all done but dusted. And Grape, if you're a part of the Bloomington Maulers, what are you thinking right now? What do you have to do to take game 2?
And you have to have someone on your team that to get out of this game 1 funk that is likely gonna be some team hatred towards each other. Not really toxicity, more so silence, and it's gonna get in their heads if they don't have someone to lighten them up, bring them back in the series, because that was super hard to come back from. The Rochester Rhythm gave them their money's worth, and they take a 5-1 game, and you talk about 14 shots to only 5 for the Maulers, and I mean, wow, the Maulers definitely gonna have to change something up if they want to have a chance in game 2.
Absolutely. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me just double check so I don't say it wrong. I believe Thermal is the captain of this Bloomington team. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
All right. Well, you were talking about you're going to need someone to pull your team out of the funk, especially during these game ones. You know, you just started the series, you have high hopes, you have a little bit of positive, happy nerves. You don't really know how it's going to go, but after it's over 5-1, you're going to need your captain to step up, be like, listen, guys, GG, go next. It's in the past. Don't worry about it. Let's move on. And just kind of mental reset. And I think that's what is going to happen, knowing Thermal. But one thing that I do want to comment on, especially that I saw in game 1, is that the Maulers, their first man, when Rochester has control of the ball and is dribbling or whatever it may be, the first man, instead of just kind of, making him do something, he lets him take the space in shadows, which is probably their biggest detriment at this very moment, because it makes every single other player on the field awkward. And it's not a great way to challenge. And I think if they just start either, diving, diving is such a poor word for it, but actually making the dribbler do something with the ball and force a flick or something to get it to a teammate, I think that we're going to have a very close series on defense.
Yeah, and there's so many cons to that statement you just made, because it also really gives the offensive team's possession so much more time with the ball. And we saw Rembo put that one into the back of the net, but earlier we saw him pick apart the defense because of their lack of commitment on the ball. They didn't really shadow on that one, but again, Blakester and Delphin awkward on defense there, and Bloomington off to still a shaky start in game 1. Or game 2.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, Blakester and Delphin just both right on top of each other in the left-hand side of the net, and nobody's covering the right. It's a free shot for Rembo. It's just, what do you do if you gotta just cover back post. It's just very, very minimal mistakes on defense. Not crazy mistakes, but the minimal mistakes that this Rochester defense is not going to oversee, and they will capitalize on anything that you give them. That's why they're so successful right now in this season, and they're going to continue doing that. So Bloomington, shape up. If you want to win the series, you're going to have to shape up and play some of the best Rocket League you've played this season.
Yeah, and Rochester's they've already kind of found their foundation, if you will, on terms of their offense. They're reminding me of the Rochester Rift that happened in Season 3, where it was just all offense, undefeated season. They always had their third man pushed up. They never really had to play defense, and that's what it's kind of felt like this series for Rochester, as Cal almost shoots that one over Mr. Delephant. Not the elephant in Premier, but more of a Dumbo-esque elephant. But with 3 minutes left here, I feel like we're just waiting for another Rochester goal here.
That's what it seems like. I mean, this has been going a lot better than game 1 for Bloomington. They've been playing a little bit better on the defense. Not as many opportunities are taking away the space from Rochester, but now we just got to see them get on offense and actually put a shot on net. But as I'm saying that, Calster once again with just a free dribble. I mean, not really challenged very well. Blakester could have just grabbed the boost and challenged them immediately and made Calster do something, but I don't know if they fear the man, but it just seems like every time Calster has control of the ball, they just flee the scene, and they have to do something about him. Yeah. They're letting him facilitate the offense. They're letting him create chances, and time after time again, we've seen it throughout the first game and a half that we've watched. He's going to provide for this Rochester team, and we need to see something for Bloomington. Otherwise, this is going to be a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, and really, when they're approaching Cal, it seems like they're kind of approaching him as if it's like an all or nothing challenge. They're committing on the challenges where they pretty much don't have a chance to beat him, when they can just drive challenge and not commit all the way to their defensive end. And then they shadow him, which is the complete opposite. They have to find that median, and I guess the middle, and just shadow it. Not shadow, just challenge him without full committing. And against any player here, we could have a much more even game, but they're giving way too much space to this Rochester team right now.
Absolutely, and to branch off what you said, anybody in the chat that's a lower level Rocket League player, well, I'll hold that thought as Calster is just high in the sky shooting that from basically his defensive third and able to just slot that in the bottom right corner. Very nice placement. Blake's the only place that he couldn't reach. Nice little bounce shot for him. But as I was saying, a nice little tip, you don't always have to jump and flip out a ball. You could just drive into the ball and disrupt their control, and that's all it takes, especially as first man. That's your job, is to make their first man do something with the ball, to give it to a teammate and set up a counterattack or set up a passing play, whatever it may be, to really put some pressure. And that's what we're going to need to see from Bloomington. The challenges that they're making on, especially Calster, are very all or nothing, heavy committing challenges that leave them, 5 or 6 seconds to get back. And that's in Rocket League, in a game where time and decisions are everything. That's all you need.
Yeah, and Blake's here with a chance here. Cal gets an amazing save, but immediately shot off by Delafin into the top right-ish area. They've got 40 seconds here left in game number 2, and they find their first goal of their second goal of the series.
Absolutely, and that may have just looked like a clean-cut rebound, but the job done from Blakester there to put a shot that's harmful on net, but also it's on net. Calster has to jump to save it, but it's very awkward for him based on his positioning. For him to just put that on net is perfect. That's all that was needed, and Delfin was able to get there and cut it and shoot it top right. It was a great play from them, and if we keep seeing that, we're going to have a series on our hands, and that's what I want. I do not want to see us stomping. Bloomington, show us what you're made of.
Yeah, and as we head down to 5 seconds, and Cal with control, they haven't been able to stop him all day so far. Rochester Rhythm are going to take game number 2, and they are going to be already at match point here with a 2-0 lead in the series.
That is where we are at precisely. It looked a lot better than game 1. I mean, only a 3-1 scoreline, definitely preferable over a 5-1. Maybe they're warming up. Maybe they're just, getting the gears turning, seeing what Rochester's made of. I'm not sure if they are the top ranked team right now in Challenger, but I know that they're top 3 at least. So maybe they're just, with this matchup being tough on paper for them, maybe they're just seeing where they're at. Maybe this game 3, it'll be an OT, because that's where it's going. If the goals keep decreasing by 2, 1-1, that's an OT, and hopefully we'll be able to see the Maulers do what they need to do and come out here and show up and give this Rochester team a run for their money.
Yeah, and the Rhythm, they've got all the momentum right now. They haven't been able to answer yet. They do kind of, you could say this, they slowed down their offense just a bit, but kind of doesn't really make any sense, because they were so efficient on offense that their 4 shots was it's pretty much not enough for the Maulers to handle, because they pretty much shot 100%, 90%, something like that. As we head into game number 3 here, Rochester Rhythm, they've got all the momentum, they've got everything you could say in terms of momentum. They've got it, and Thermal, he's going to need to step up as a captain. Hopefully he gave him the talk in this one, or in this break that we just had, so to give them some hope in having any chance at coming back in this series.
Absolutely. The reverse sweep, the infamous reverse sweep. It is the toughest thing to do, but it is doable. It's happened so many times, especially with teams that struggle to close out games. I don't think Rochester falls under that category.
Wow.
Blakester with a perfect shot. Delaphant takes a nice little touch over the double commit, a little defensive error from there, and they capitalize perfectly. Calster backflipping, thinking that might go bar down, not wanting to own goal it, but nonetheless, able to slot that one through and take their first lead of the series.
Yeah, and strong start for them as they've only been able to score a goal per game this series, and to get one that early is got to give them some hope here. But this Rochester offense is gonna need to be shut down if they want to have a chance to really get a strong start to their reverse sweep that they're gonna have to pull off to win. And thermal shot blocked by Dicey. That one could have been dangerous. Likely would have gone top leftish area and would have posed a threat on the net. But 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. And I don't want to jinx anything, but so far, Bloomington look like they've played the best so far.
Absolutely. They've definitely cleaned up a little bit. They're playing a lot faster and a lot more aggressive, may I add. In the first minute, every single time they were transitioning to offense, it was full send. All three players were crossing the midfield line. They were ready. They want the goals. They've had a they've had a lack of them throughout this series, but they're going to have to be careful not to make mistakes like that, because that is a free goal for Rembo. A little bit of a misread and then a backflip that really put Thermal out of position and gave Rembo the freest goal that they are going to get this entire series.
Yeah, and it seems like the Bloomington defense is still having troubles defending much of what the Rhythm throw at them, because it seems like almost the most less threatening possessions that they have just slip through their defense still. Even with a mistouch on the offensive side, still finds a way to maybe go up the wall, slip through a defender, and have another one be awkward. And you just can't have that happen at this level, and you need to be able to take advantage of those those offensive mistakes from Rochester and turn them into counterattacks. But so far, Rochester ties it up immediately, and all of their fire, not all their fire yet, but their candle is definitely close to being burnt out.
Absolutely, and Thermal
Never
with a
mind.
great opportunity. As you say that their candle is burning out, I'm saying
got
that's
Charmander.
turning into a full-fledged bonfire as Thermal takes a nice, beautiful air dribble up to the upper 90. Dicey has to try to do something, but Thermal is right there ready to dunk him to take back their lead with only 2 minutes and roughly 15 seconds remaining. So if Bloomington can continue this going, maybe a little bit of solo play is the answer. I don't know. I also saw a bump go out from Bloomington onto Rochester that really cleared up some space for them to work. So maybe the physicality is where it needs to lie. But throughout this entire series, the Rhythm has just looked so confident, so precise. They just trust each other a little bit more, it looks like. And throughout this game, Bloomington, they look a lot more confident now. This might be the turning of a page. Maybe we see reverse sweep. Who knows? Only time will tell. But as we see now, Bloomington still holding the lead at 2-1 as Dicey's going to try to take it back. He's going to go for the bump play, but Thermal, good evasion there. 50 will go all the way across the field. Dicey there to clean it up, take one touch down to the net. A little bit of a miss. Thermal having to dive for it. McAllister trying to control it. Rembo will take it off his car, pass it out mid, but nobody there. Take it, and as the time dwindles down, Rochester desperately looking for that tying goal, trying to cement this sweep, but Bloomington doing everything in their power to say, no, we're going to a game.
Yeah, and they got to be careful here because, one goal can change everything right now. To get to that tie game, that overtime just opens up a whole new realm of possible mistakes that can happen, and they definitely want to win in regulation here. And right now, Rochester, they got the pressure. Dicey had a chance. Hit that one down to Cal for a pass, but they don't connect. Calster commits on that one as well. Now Rembo's going to be alone for a little bit. Dicey's going to be there in support, but Rembo with a really nice 50 there to stall some clock, giving Dicey the ball in time. And a bit panicky here from the Rochester defense. Thermal gets a nice little redirect touch, but gives it to Cal. They've got 15 seconds to hold on here. And Rembo, he's gonna, might have another one, but they commit to. Thermal shot, bar down, 9 seconds left. It's all looking good from here for the Bloomington Maulers.
Yeah, and I will think that is the dagger, and I don't want to speak too soon, but with less than 10 seconds left, 2-goal deficit, you're going to need a kickoff goal right here, and it does not look like that's going to happen. The kickoff going in favor of Bloomington, and as time dwindles down to 0 seconds, it is going to be Bloomington taking the first game of the series and forcing a Game 4. Now, this is where things get extremely interesting and also very exciting, because Rhythm, they want to close this game out. You know, you didn't do it on the first game, right? You didn't close out 3-0 and cement the sweep. Fine, that's whatever. You still have another lifeline. But as soon as you give up the second lifeline and go to Game 5 when you were up 2-0 in the series, nerves start to play a factor. And if you are a part of the Rhythm or you are a fan of the Rhythm, whatever it may be, you need this series to end here in Game 4.
Yeah, and to get to that Game 5 when you're up by 2, you really don't have much time.
I did it again.
I've done that before. I've done that before too many times.
I did it last week too. I apologize. My bad.
Fourth man. They used their 1-up, and now they've got a fourth man to play with. Do they have a chance at winning with you?
You know, I don't think so.
Chaos is pretty bad. I don't know. It might be worse.
My mindset isn't right for this right now. But enough blabbering. We are into Game 4. Thermal high in the air, trying to take a touch off the corner, but Calster there positioned it perfectly. This is the man that we've been seeing promote everything on the offense. Can they get the challenge that they need? But Calster, and actually that was perfectly played from Blakester, being able, too many stirs. Blakester comes across the field, cuts the rotation to get Calster awkward, and he's not able to get a solid banging touch on it, and it puts it a little wide and easy cleanup for whoever was the third man at the time. I can't really remember, but Rembo will be able to take a pop at the backboard with Blakester up. Delaphant to follow. Dicey getting in the way. The pressure coming immediately in the first minute from the Rhythm, and this is looking dangerous, but Delaphant able to dive and stop it, but the man is free. It's a top right corner bounce shot. Who else but Calster?
Yeah, he's farming those stats right now. He's got the most goals out of anybody on the Rochester Rhythm right now. It almost looked like for a second there that they might have botched the open net there, but he places it into the top right corner, and they take 1-goal lead that they didn't get to last game as Blue. Oh, okay. As that threw me off guard. Dicey with a pass over to Cal, who ends up pre-jumping, and it doesn't end up working for them. Delaphant backflip there. Not really gonna be able to keep it in the corner. Rembo with some nice control sets up Calster. He's got the double open. He leaves it smartly, and Calster will finish that one off, as I think that that Rembo approach on the bump really threw off Thermal. No, he just ends up accidentally missing.
You know, we might call it the tar shot, but as I'm seeing it, it's the Calster shot. That is 3 perfect bounce shots that have gone in so far for this man. This man is on one right now, playing out of his mind for this Challenger roster. And up 2-0, I mean, throughout this entire series, the first team to score was the team to win the game. So Rochester looking sitting very pretty up here at 2-0 with only 3 minutes left. And now a very, what am I trying to say? A very consistent thing, but Bloomington is going to have to find their groove. They kind of figured it out in Game 3 a little bit, but Game 4, they kind of look lost. They're going to have to step it up just a little bit here, and Thermal takes a very nice touch over to a teammate. I don't really know where he went. Maybe he needed a boost. But nonetheless, it fizzles out, but we are still sitting in the Rochester half. but it gets boomed all the way downfield. Elephant there to collect it. Takes it off his own backboard. Nice couple touches. Control touches. Thermal able to follow it up, but Rembo is sitting pretty over in the corner waiting to collect. And now, midway through the game, we're just kind of playing the back and forth, playing the midfield game. And historically, throughout this series, it's the Rochester Rhythm who are going to dominate the midfield. And if you're Bloomington, you need to just start getting shots on net. You need to start thinking quantity over quality. You need to start peppering. And I think that's what's going to happen here. McAllister makes a beautiful save. And with 2 minutes left, still down 2 goals, Bloomington need to kick it in high gear.
Oh my goodness. What a challenge from Delaphant. And the follow-up touch from Blakester. Shot from Thermal, blocked by Cal. Back-to-back saves. Back-to-back blocks for that man. 1:50 remaining. We saw Thermal with a chance there and a little dribble play before. They've got to definitely open up their... Oh my goodness. Got to open up their scoring opportunities, because they kind of pretty much this whole game have been letting Rochester kind of do whatever they want. But now they're on the offensive attack. Blakester off the backboard. Thermal the shot. Not barred down. Blakester turning that one to keep up the pressure. 1:20 gone. Rochester defense holds on.
Yeah, and I think those are the opportunities that they're going to look back in replay review and think to themselves, if only that one went in, where would we be?
Triple commit.
The defensive
Oh, no.
triple commit comes out. Dicey taking a high floating ball, rolling down the backboard. Thermal able to get a nice little pitch on the post to send it back. But an infield pass comes out from McAllister, received by Dicey, was intended for Rembo, but an unfortunate backflip comes out. And we're down to less than a minute left. Is this going to be the last minute of the Rochester versus Bloomington Week 5 matchup, or are we going to see an OT?
No way. Okay. Right now, everything leans towards Rochester. They still have ball possession with a lot of boost. And Dicey, almost got a dunk there on Blakester, which would have sealed the deal. 25 seconds left. They've got Calster to deal with. They've got the Rochester defense to deal with. And it's going to be difficult. Miss, though, from Rembo. Dicey's there to clean it up immediately, though. And with 15 seconds left, and this has kind of been the story of the last couple of games, Calster usually has the last laugh with the ball and is able to outplay a few defenders. They're not going to have enough time. Might keep it up here for fun, but that'll do it. The Rochester Rhythm, they will continue their they're above, I think they're somewhat 75% win record over the Maulers, who kind of in a struggling spot. They've had to play with Jax, who's really good sub, first of all, but they've kind of been all over the place. The Rhythm, they find themselves a comfortable game for victory, and that will be it for the series.
Absolutely, and I said it before, I'll say it again. It just looked like the Rhythm were the more confident team today. They seemed much more consistent. They knew where each other were at all times, and that is a lot of that goes to the man Calster, the MVP for this team this series. The man did everything. He was working both sides of the pitch, getting goals, assists, and also making phenomenal saves to keep leads for his team. And like you said, pre-game, the guy arguably needs to be in Premier, but due to scheduling issues, nobody wanted to deal with him. But he is here and cementing his reign in the Challenger League. But like we said, that is the Rochester Rhythm taking a 3-1 victory over the Bloomington Maulers. Next up, we will have the Atlas versus the Lumberjacks. So stay tuned as we head to a little break. See you then.
was all alone. And you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I saw you all alone. Your eyes match the weather, raining under pressure. Oh, you say you wanna go, yeah. So let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Strangers stand lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here. Strangers stand lost in time with one another. The hourglass takes us further from here.
What's up, gamers? I'm here today with Kai. How are you doing? It's our second matchup of the night.
Hey, I'm doing great. For the second challenger matchup of week 5, we have the Bemidji Lumberjacks facing up against the Mankato Atlas. So, little rundown of both these teams. Bemidji Lumberjacks are sitting at a 2-2, just 500 win rate here, and the Atlas have struggled throughout the beginning of the season. They are currently 0-4. So it'll be interesting to see if they can finally tack on that first win of the season.
Yeah, and you know, both teams definitely might lack a third man here. Super aggressive play styles from these two. Quack, Made It Snade, of course, brothers. They've got the same blood as each other, so that's got to give them like
Some type of buff.
Some type of buff, yeah. And with game number 1 underway, let's see if Toast can kind of become this first killer that he's kind of had to have his teammates play around. But now they've got Mini Nikwan, so this could be a different playstyle we see from Mankato.
Absolutely. Toast being, I don't want to say a questionable pick, but a very well-renowned mechanical player. He's kind of more lean towards freestyling than actual comp player, but, you know, Ambrosia, the GM of Mankato Atlas, saw something in him. He thought he would excel, and he is still putting his eggs in his basket. That sounds very weird, but you know what I'm trying to say. But we'll have to see if Toast can, you know, find his footing, see if he can perform the mechanical dreams that he was chosen for this roster. But in the beginning minute of the game, we have seen no goals scored. So the defense looking a little, I mean, defenses haven't been tested yet. Toast with an actual beautiful shot there, but couldn't quite get the read. Had a player from the Lumberjacks right in his face. Nice little pinch out mid to try to find a teammate, but DeCarlo, as third man, had to play it safe. Mini with a free bang. It's past Carr, and this might be a nice little opportunity for them. It bounces high. Mini gets a second touch. Toast there to follow, but nothing comes from it. In just a little bit of a midfield game here in game 1.
Yeah, and we're seeing some chances, some opportunities from both sides so far. There's a nice pass over from Toast to DeCarlo. They will get stopped by Karin on the backside. Nate looking for Karin on the pass, saved by Toast out of nowhere. He comes flying in from the blind side, and he's able to get the save. So far it's like completely changed the speed of the game. It started off super slow and controlled, and now we've got a lot of back and forth action with some passing plays as well.
Absolutely, and now we're getting into the Atlas half, but as I say that, Toast with a nice infield pass to DeCarlo, beautiful read from Made It Snade. Made It Snade definitely the player to look out for on this Bemidji roster. He is a absolute menace to have on the pitch when he's against you, but a great asset to have when he's on your team. So we'll have to see if he can wrap this offense together for his squad and secure the dub in the series.
And so far, halfway through the game, no goals have been scored just yet. Kolb's looking for a pass here, gets up the ceiling, gets his flip, excuse me. And they keep the pressure up. Toast with a goal line 50. Mini Nikwan gonna keep that one in. I bet you we have multiple UMN fans in the chat. We probably have at least 7 viewers just for that man alone. 2 minutes gone, or 2 minutes left, excuse me. Karin almost got that touch left. And it's the UMN show here because Karin's also UMN. Nice pass from Nate, but just before he gets demoed into the midfield. And, you know, Toast gets that save. DeCarlo not reading the pass there. What even happened with Quack? Controller DC?
That's a good question, but he had to let everybody know. But after 3 solid minutes of midfield gameplay and defensive stops, all right, now that the first goal has gone through, the floodgates are open. I can't even recap the goal before Toast with a beautiful pass out to Mini Nikwan. Beautiful follow as well, reading the touch, or the save, excuse me, from Quack, and able to dunk him to tie the series back up to 1-1 with only a minute and 40 seconds left to play.
Yeah, and you know, the shot was threatening to get it over 1, but not 2, and his shot was just light enough for himself that he was able to get a little extra chip in there and block the save. Quack had a chance to hit Karin, but he didn't have any boost. A little bit of interesting play here towards their goal line. Nate is able to put it in after, I believe it was, who was that? DeCarlo on the goal line, just almost getting that one out, just barely. If he gets that extra touch there, they find themselves in a better position than they are now. They're down by 1 here with a minute 18.
You know, I was sitting there wondering what was going on. All 6 players just hovering by or over the ball, and somehow the Lumberjacks are able to secure a goal from it. I definitely thought they were going to get punished, but they're able to secure the second goal as Karan with a nice little touch. Can he double? He cannot. He get back to it, and Quack, as third man, having to rush back, has to defend a Toast dribble, in which he does. Booming to the left wall, made its nade there to send it all the way to the backboard. They're going to have to make a desperation touch here, but he can't. Karan with a shooting opportunity, but opts to put it high off the backboard. Quack to drop it down, but Mini Kwan with a beautiful save. Another follow-up.
Oh.
Mini Kwan almost getting the save. Karan securing the third goal for this Bemidji squad.
And Minikwan gets that first save, but pretty much gives it to Karan there as he had to dive for it. Couldn't really do much with that ball other than try to get it to the corner in some way, shape, or form, but in the end, he almost gets a second chance at it. Fortunately, his back flick brings the ball into the back of the net, slows it down a little bit. Nate, he's got a chance here, uses his flick. A little bit of a delayed flick, dribble, if you will, with 30 seconds left, and just outplays Mininiquan.
Beautiful play there from Mate. As soon as he was able to touch the ball, he could have just shot it. He saw the net was open, but he also saw the third man rotating back. And if he just shot it, it was more than likely going to be saved. But he opts to control with the first touch and able to get his flip to send that into the top left corner. A beautiful precision play by him.
Yeah, and with 20 seconds left here in Game 1, Bemidji have found themselves on top. 4-1 here, 10 seconds left. Mankato are going to need to find an answer in the next game, as it's too late for them to come back now, as the ball's about to touch the ground here. Karan, it won't touch the ground. Karan will put it into the back of the net. Get an extra goal in for the Lumberjacks to extend their goal differential, and they'll gladly take this Game 1. This is exactly how the last series started.
Exactly how the last series started. The same scoreline, same dominant presence from one team shutting down the other, but still looks like the Atlas continue their struggles throughout their season, and you're really just wondering who's going to be the one to step up and really make the plays when they are needed. Toast leaving the match going for a
preset
car
change,
swap, I'm
something.
assuming.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Classic.
that'll help it. But
He does it every
Bemidji
game.
taking Game 1. I know.
He's almost on my level. He's not there yet, but
Bemidji taking Game 1 as we head down here into Game 2. Any crazy thoughts or assumptions that you think could help the Mankato Atlas, Grape?
you know, Bemidji, they've got the team chemistry. They've been playing together for a long time now. Space Station Gaming with the Sparkles. Someone's gonna deny him. Mini Naquan. Oh, Nate gets a piece of it. The ball was going slowly in their net. Kolb's gonna try to drop that one down. Nate and Quack both there. No one really out for the pass, though. That could have been dangerous if he's able to connect on that one. Mini Naquan, quick challenge, throwing Bemidji off guard a little bit. DeCarlo gonna have a chance here. Gets another touch and another. And Toast is gonna keep this one in line of play. And you know how to counter a Game 1 that's so dominating. You find yourself some offensive pressure, and it's looking way better right now for Mankato than it did last game.
Absolutely. They're finding a little bit of offensive pressure. They're getting their opportunities. We're just going to have to see them really sink them. But don't get me wrong, Bemidji is not going to let up. They're going to keep the pressure up themselves and dominate this midfield game. And throughout both series so far tonight, it's really come down to who's playing the better midfield. And right now, it's looking like Bemidji is dominating it.
And a nice dish off from Nate to Quack in a really awkward position. They make it look easy. 3:40 left here. Kolb's, he's got a chance. If he can get around him, he will. And the last second touch here, the flick from Kolb's. DeCarlo just barely gets it past Karan. And they will find the lead that they've been wanting to have this whole series, but they get it here early in Game 2.
Absolutely. A beautiful dribble play from him, getting a beautiful 50, and then also using his front flip to follow it and getting it past the last defender. Kolb's, hats off to you. Great play, but we're seeing a double commit come out trying to go for a double tap, but Quack is seeing it all too early. Able to clean that up off the backboard. Meta State will take a nice touch up the wall. Try to follow it himself. He has a ceiling reset, but can't quite get back down to it. Quack able to control the ball. Try to get it past one, but can. Mini Quan, also a fan of reading and pre-jumping. So he'll shut that down. Toast will take it to the wall, try to leave it for a teammate since he is awkward, but Meta State having none of it. DeCarlo having to come out and make a desperation clear, which goes very well in his favor, and gets another one flying high in the midfield, just a little too high for Toast, though. And Meta State will get it down to Quack, who will try to take multiple touches. Can't quite get the second. He ran out of boost. Oh, the third commit from Nate might be spell disaster, but it does not. Carlo trying to take this down the right side, create something like he did in the first goal, but nothing comes from it. And after that first goal, the speed of the game has drastically dropped down. And you're sitting here wondering, will the Lumberjacks tie it up, or will the Atlas take their 2-goal lead?
Yeah, 2 minutes remaining here. Karin has a little bit of ball possession here, finds Quack in the midfield, blocked by Kolbs. DeCarlo, oh, man, these name swaps, these name changes have just been absolutely throwing me off. And it happened last season with, I believe it was Stego and whatever his old name was. I can't even remember it. It was loaded. It was loaded. I called him loaded a bunch of times. And I finally got over that habit. A nice infield pass to Mini Naquan, but Tuff's first touch on this setup. Something on the backboard. Toast almost finds that one on target, but flips in front of the ball, and now this could be dangerous. Nate one-on-one. He's got another one to deal with, though. Comes in last second. Karin tries to find Quack. He does, but they'll feed it to Karin, actually. Not even near on target there at all. Kolbs. DeCarlo. A minute left.
I am also guilty of the Kolbs DeCarlo switch. It's so similar to his old name, but just different enough to where he deserves to be respected for it. And I will keep trying my hardest, DeCarlo, I promise. But Toast trying to create something, but Quack cutting it out very efficiently. Meta State up to take a touch off the sidewall, try to find a teammate in the midfield, but cannot. Have to retreat here. His third grabs 100 boost. He'll be able to defend just about anything, but Mini Naquan with a touch around him. Karin trying to desperately clear it away. And the Atlas still holding on to their 1-goal lead.
No way.
But it's looking dangerous as a little bit of a defensive mistouch comes out, but nothing mounting from it right now. Toast, one touch off the backboard, trying to follow it himself. He'll touch it down. Can't quite find the top left corner, and nobody to follow it up. Quack able to take it to the corner. Miniquan controlling up the sidewall here. The next one up is DeCarlo. Pinched out all the way to Toast. Toast off the corner. He's trying to read it himself. High off the backboard. It's dropping down. Will they get the second goal? And they will. DeCarlo will slot that top right corner.
Yeah, nice space creating here in these last couple seconds here from Toast. Threatens that, forces the defender to come up and challenge him as definitely possible, but for him to hit that little corner redirect off the wall as it bounced perfectly for him, gets that guy to challenge, and Kolbs in the right, DeCarlo in the right position at the right time. 0 seconds left. It's not going to matter. The Atlas have a way better game number 2 and they tie up the series.
Absolutely, and they will tie up the series 1-1, one apiece here as we head into game 3. But Lumberjacks shut out this game after winning 5-1 game 1, absolutely shut out in game 2. Only 2 shots on net compared to the Atlas 7. Obviously, 7 isn't a staggering number, but 3 coming out from DeCarlo being able to succeed on 2 chances, and 3 coming out from Toast to cement the pressure. The Lumberjacks, where'd you guys go?
Yeah, they were funneling their teammates really well in game 1. Led to a lot of goals. We didn't really see that too much in game number 2. We kind of just saw the Mankato Atlas pretty much just taking cracks at the back of the net, solo play after solo play, and it was able to create enough space where they found both their goals. And Toast the last second touch there, getting it behind Quack. Karin third man commit. Toast has an open net. And a double touch miss. Unfortunate there as he could not. He decides not to shoot it and goes with some flair, and it'll definitely come back to bite him. Wait,
Man,
rule
oh my
one.
god, we see a Rule 1 going down, and Mini Daquan will actually respect it. Sorry.
Nate.
Mini Daquan, Nate. Nate respects it, even though he knows his ball is rolling into the bottom corner. You know, respect to both players, but if I were in that position, I'm jumping over you and saving.
Yeah, you know, depends. Some people take this game more seriously than others, and Rule 1s are definitely debatable, because pretty sure in the early game it was just keeping the ball up at 0 seconds, and now it's become, for the majority of people, just absolute locking car to car. Toast, another open net!
Oh.
That's 0 for 2, and Karin, does he have what it takes to score? No, he does not. Holy moly, open net central, and no one's able to find the back of the net.
Game 3 has just been missed opportunity after missed opportunity, but Quack will not miss his opportunity as a beautiful pass comes out from his brother and able to slot that into the left-hand side of the net. Toast can't quite follow the touch. It was very awkward for him. But with that being said, the Rule 1 does not bite too hard for the Bemidji Lumberjacks as they tie up this game with just about a minute and a half played.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for the side of Mankato. Toast had 2 chances. One where I don't think he was confident in himself to not hit the post on his first chance at the open net, so he tried to double touch it, and it did not work in his favor. And then another one where he just had hit the right post on another open net. It's gonna definitely be hurtful towards them, as now it's a tie game. It could have been a 2-0 game. At this point, you know, it could have extended their lead to even more, but now it's a tie game, and Bemidji will be back into this one, as Game 3 is definitely one of the most important games to win in a series. It kind of just gives that momentum to the 1-1, to whoever team out of the 1-1 wins. It gives them up to match point, while the other has to win 2 back-to-back to have a chance, so this is a big one to make mistakes on.
Absolutely. It puts that pressure on the team that is facing match point. But it doesn't look like anything crazy is happening at the moment. Made a mistake trying to take a nice little pop touch and get the bump, which he succeeds. And then a touch to Karin, and that's a beautiful team play. Mm-hmm. Wow, the Bemidji Lumberjacks are here to play. I said in the beginning of this in the game, where'd you guys go? They're letting me know they're still here.
Yeah, and the Quack touch surprised me. He was coming at it from pretty much the side, and he ends up side flipping to the right, and it gets enough power to go way to the backboard, and pretty centered as well from that spot on the pitch. It's hard to get that centered so well on the backboard. But Karin, a chance. Mini Daquan gonna get the save though. 2 minutes gone, and all we're gonna be talking about
Mini Daquan
is him, and if it backfires, the Toast open nets. But a nice dribble play over Nate there, and Quack did not anticipate the speed, and what a saves himself in the chat.
Absolutely, coast to coast for Mini Daquan, getting that beautiful diving save, the epic last second save, and then able to get a nice little controlled dribble play over one, and then take the last touch to cement the tying goal. Just a beautiful play from him, and we'll have to see if the Atlas, if that, you know, the 2 open net misses from Toast, if that's going to come back to bite. But only time will tell, as we are approaching a minute 30 left, and Made It Say is going to take a nice shot. Mini Daquan, the man back, the savior for this team, to make the save again. Toast will follow it up, be able to take a couple touches of himself. Being able to try to get an infield pass to DeCarlo. DeCarlo will take it high off the backboard. It might bounce a little down, dangerous, but nobody there to follow. Karin with the counterattack. But Mini Daquan with the save once again. Able to clear that all the way downfield, trying to follow it himself. And as we approach just 1 minute left to play, both teams still standing strong at 2-2. Who will be the next one to score?
You know, I can't really tell you right now, but for Bemidji, they're definitely happier than they would have been as Toast off the sidewall. Mini Naquan can't slip it in to that right side of the post. And, you know, all that I'm thinking about is if Mankato lose this game, just looking back at so many free opportunities, but they're able to hit crazy shots. So with 30 seconds left, they're not losing, they're tied. And that's better than losing for sure. Kolbs looking for an infield pass to Miniquan. It's too slow though. 20 seconds remain. Toast loses control of the ball. And Bemidji might just have the last possession here as Toast is going to be lingering downfield. Finds DeCarlo. Is anybody there to keep up the pressure? Mini Naquan will pop it up away from himself. Actually, quack touch. DeCarlo will drop it. And we have overtime in game 3.
Our first overtime of the night happens in the second series in game 2. And the missed opportunities from the Mankato Atlas is what is destroying them right now. But DeCarlo gets a popping touch with 7 seconds in. Nothing fancy, just Mate couldn't get back to it. A little bit of a misread from him. It was just a little too far out of his reach, and that'll just linger in to give Atlas, despite all the missed opportunities, the game win.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely escaped out of that one. And for the Lumberjacks, you know, I think probably Nate was thinking that Karin was going to get at least a little piece of the ball there on the 50 attempt, but it completely clears Karin there. And DeCarlo will take that goal, his first goal of game 3. And Nate, you know, turns around realizing that he's pretty much committed to whatever this play is likely going forward. And it backfires right in front of him. And he turns around, immediately regrets it, and just barely not able to get a touch. It was so close for him to getting that off the crossbar. But who knows, even if he got that, still could have been dangerous for the Bemidji Lumberjacks. But heading into game number 4, the Atlas will be at match point.
Atlas on match point. The team that is 0-4 right now, one of the two. Can they secure their first win of the season? And if it is, it needs to happen now, because nearing halfway through the season, you don't want to go 0-5. We only have 11 games, a much shorter season than last season. And to go 0-5 throughout the first 5 weeks is going to call for desperation from the franchise itself. Basically, what I'm saying is that if you go 0-5, your playoff chances are very slim.
Yeah, and it's an important game for them. They're heading up against a team with a better record than them, the Lumberjacks. You could say it'd be an upset, but Mini Naquan has been a new addition to their team, so it's going to take some time for them to get used to things, but already in a nice position to take this series. But we still got 2 more games to play, and Bemidji, it felt like Mankato should have won that game in regulation. It went to overtime. They still win, though. But overall, I feel like the chances for Bemidji are still there. They need to keep finding each other, and they might be able to slip through this little bit double committee. Not too shaky as we saw last series, but I mean, shut me up, because that pass looked probably, that just dimed Mini Naquan. Toast finds him, and that was just perfection.
Just an absolute perfect 1-2 passing play between Mini Naquan and Toast. Looking out for each other. Mini taking the touch off the wall. Toast finding his teammate just with a touchdown, and that's all it takes to take the lead here in game number 4. And what I want to say, just to add on to what you were saying, Grape, is usually when you see a team miss that many open nets, that many opportunities, you don't usually see them winning the game in the end. So that might be a testament to Bemidji just not capitalizing on the opportunities that they've been given and they're creating for themselves. Early in game 3, they got a nice little, I believe it was a Rule 1 goal. I don't know if that was the Atlas. But either way,
Mankato
with a
got that
team
goal, I believe.
oh, yeah. With a team essentially missing 3 wide opportunities, you have to be taking those games. And the question is, are they thinking about this, or are they just saying GG, go next? And it's all about mentality right now. They're pushed against match point. They have to win 2 in a row to take the series, and they are down 1-0 already in game 4.
Yeah, and the momentum has definitely gone in Mankato's favor these pretty much after game 3, as they were able to hold on just by a thread in that overtime. The goal came immediately, but I feel like if that mistake didn't happen from the Lumberjacks, we could have seen a different team here at match point. Nate had Karin on his right, but decides to maybe flick it over the defender. It doesn't work though. Mini Naquan gets another touch. Kolbs is there. Karin backflip save. He's going to be able to get it halfway through game number 4. Mankato keep up the pressure here, and they're kind of locking down Bemidji in their defensive half.
Absolutely, and we're just over halfway played, and not very much coming out from Bemidji. It just, they're not really getting the offensive touches or the offensive chances that they've been getting. And Mini Naquan with a double tap opportunity, but can't quite cement it. Unfortunately, it will stay 1-0 for the Atlas, but little counterattack opportunity here. Nate with a nice 50 right in front of the net. It sends high off the backboard. Quack can't quite get the read, and Karin left in a 1v1 situation against Toast, but he beats him out. Wins a favorable 50 with a maybe scoring opportunity, but DeCarlo able to cut it out. And we are approaching crunch time here for Bemidji. If they can't get a goal somewhat fast, it's going to get scary for them. It's sent all the way down to the Atlas side. And Toast will collect it, try to take some control touches up the sidewall, and it's a beautifully played pass too, but Karin able to clean it up, and it's on net. Can Maiden get to it? He cannot, and Atlas will take a 2-0 lead in match point.
Yeah, and I love this from Toast. We saw him earlier to get this down the field. Kind of just waits for a 50, not really forcing the ball over the defender, so it makes it hard for his teammates. He keeps it low, dribbles it off the wall there, gets it past one, sets up his teammate for a nice little delayed give and go, I will say. A minute 17 here. Nate, don't know if he has his flick, does not end up getting it or using it in that matter. A minute left here, and Bemidji, they had a chance there, but no one really there immediately. Karin getting dunked, and that's going to be a goal, as looked like Quack went all the way back, and they were setting up a pass for him, and he was just way too far back there, and then Karin's challenge, kind of trying to cover for Quack as he leaves it for him, doesn't end up panning out, and still a minute left. And we've got Mankato on top by 3. Unless we own goal.
I think that might just be the dagger. I know Mankato's defense has been shaky throughout the series, but they haven't been even tested here in game 4. So honestly, if you can stay on offense and keep the pressure, who needs a defense, right?
Yeah.
But the mistouches, the misreads, the mispositioning, miss everything from Bemidji is really costing them. And with only 30 seconds left,
fake.
they're gonna need a miracle. Karin trying to force
wide
something.
Open.
It's a free net, but nobody's there to shoot it. In that, I'm gonna say
That's
it now.
Gotta do it.
It's series. It's series. With that missed opportunity, it was wide open, but wait, there's more. Hold on.
Somehow there's a wide open net.
Are we about to see the greatest comeback in Challenger history? Who knows?
If they get the kickoff in their favor and they somehow score, I still don't. I mean, you're gonna have to gamble and win twice in a row. I mean, looks like in this matter, it's not gonna pan out for them. The Lumberjacks will be taken down here in game number 4, and they really kind of played their worst, I'd say, in that matchup. Or in that game, specifically.
Made it's Nate saying, "Happy birthday, enjoy my present." Don't know whose birthday it is, but nonetheless, the Mankato Atlas get their first win on the season. Maybe it's due to the Mini Naquan pick. Who knows? Mini Naquan playing exponentially well on this
Hmm.
team, being able to shoot 67% from the field, 3 for 2, or 2 for 3, I should say. And it might be the difference maker. He might mesh well, mesh better with DeCarlo and Toast. And nonetheless, we could talk semantics all day long, but we still got more games on the way. Next up, we have the Baron, or no, that's wrong. The Flyers versus the Infernos, or the Inferno. So that should be probably the match of the night. So stay tuned, and we will be back from a short break.
you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night and day, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly, yeah. Tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly night and day, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me where you wanna go. We could fly to the stars, yeah. Oh, 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 tell me if you wanna stay. We could fly, yeah. To the stars, yeah. To the stars, yeah.
Go wandering eyes that I seem to follow can only stay still for some time. I've never aligned with the city's pulse, so that makes it easier to leave behind. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering that could be the one you're missing. I just wanna get to know brighter lights in Tokyo. Somehow hear it whispering.
I could be the one that you're missing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our third matchup of the night. We've got the St. Cloud Flyers going up against the Burnsville Inferno. Alongside me here tonight is Kai. Mr. Kai, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Grape, and let me tell you, I cannot explain how excited I am for this match for two reasons. One, these are two of the top three teams battling head-to-head here in Week 5. The St. Cloud Flyers sitting at a comfortable 4-0, and the Burnsville Inferno sitting just below them at 3-1. And for the second reason, I am part of the St. Cloud franchise, so I am a little biased here, but this should be such a banger of a match, Grape.
Yeah. Yeah, last week we saw the Inferno absolutely rip apart Minnetonka, and then following that, we saw some transactions happen, not relating to really the team play, but more so being busy and wanting more involvement outside of Rocket League. So that team's going to be completely different. Right now, there's Tibbles kind of subbing in, but immediately Trash. You know, this guy popped off last week. He was part of their 3-team play. He also had a reset double off the backboard. Immediately, he proves himself here 6 seconds in.
Absolutely, just a great way to start if you're on Burnsville Inferno or a part of that franchise. And I want to comment more on what happened last week with this team. I casted that match as well, and let me tell you, when I have never in my days of watching and casting these matches seen a challenger team pop off the way that the Inferno did last week. And if you are on the Flyers, it might spell disaster if that continues. But they do get that first initial goal in 6 seconds, and we'll see how the rest of the game plays out. But Trash down to Doty. Doty with a nice little shot on net, but Prussia able to save it. And now Trash being able to come in to keep the offensive pressure with Caesar with a long clear to Prussia. Prussia with a shot on net, but Oxaw saved well. Immortal trying to keep the pressure, but a little bit of a mistouch. Caesar having to get all the way back to it, and he does. And St. Cloud looking a little shaky right now, but I'm sure they'll be able to clean it up. No bias intended.
Yeah, and one thing about this Burnsville team that made it so hard for Minnetonka last week is that they're constantly on the ball, forcing you to do something. They constantly want to have ball possession, and they have the mechanics to really make a difference out of most of these teams. As a tough bounce comes out from the corner, one St. Cloud player misses it, and a shot opportunity almost came out. Trash getting beat to the ball by Prussia, though. Immortal trying to sneak that one into the top shelf. Doty, their sub, who in fact was playing extremely well last week, as I think Raider is out for the second week now. I do not know the whole scoop on that situation. I mean, he has enough potential to be their starter right now, but I believe he is just subbing for the moment. 2 minutes gone. Burnsville is on top, but St. Cloud on the counterattack.
Yeah, St. Cloud is getting the opportunities that they need, but haven't been able to sneak one in yet. The thing about the St. Cloud team is that once they get on offense, it's hard to get them off of it, and they're also extremely dangerous, Prussia being the captain of this roster and also the man who's just going to hold down the squad for the most part. Immortal is going to be scoring most of their goals, and Caesar is going to be causing a mayhem with the bumps and the demos. So once they get on offense, if they're not taken off of it in timely fashion, it's going to spell disaster for Inferno.
Yeah, and St. Cloud really they really thrive off of their team chemistry and a little bit of physicality from Immortal and Caesar, opening up a lot of space. But this gameplay from the Inferno is super fast, and it might just be able to negate what is so strong in this St. Cloud playstyle. We'll have to see, though. Only time will tell. Trash quick shot, saved by Immortal. Doty. Is it Doty? Dottie? I like calling him Doty, but 150 remaining here, and Burnsville has the lead, but St. Cloud, they're getting their fair chance of opportunities.
Absolutely. Still just a 1-goal lead here. Nothing too crazy. No great opportunities coming out besides the second Inferno chance that was saved by Immortal. But here it is. The control touches, but Trash cutting it out perfectly. And St. Cloud opting for the counterattack again. It's what they've been doing all game. Can they get the passes down? It's looking good, and they can! Just Immortal and Caesar going off, passing back and forth to one another. I think that was a total of 4 or 5 passes. I think it might have been 4, but Immortal, the man to score the goals, is the one to finish it in the top left corner.
Yeah, and that extra pass was huge because Oxos had been reading that first pass, and he had pre-jumped it, and Caesar with a double, and Immortal's gonna finish it off. 2-1-1, 1-1, so many ones. That is a certified Taro moment, but what a pass from Caesar.
A phenomenal pass from Caesar, may I add. That was a great double tap off the corner to make the defender awkward, slotted it, threaded the needle right between the two, and Caesar able to get a nice little 50 dunk, whatever you may call it, to slip it over the goal line and take the 2-1 lead. But still a minute left to play. Anything is possible for Burnsville, as Doty will have to take a 50 against Immortal. Oxos up to follow this one. Can he get a second touch? Not before Prussia's there. Prussia with an infield pass. Caesar a little too far up for it, but Immortal is up from Narnia for that one, and a pass from Prussia might sneak in, but not quite. And Burnsville getting the ball finally out of their half. That's what they needed. Now they need to apply the counterattack, apply the pressure onto the St. Cloud team.
Oh, what a last touch.
But Caesar putting on a show this game with a nice 2 touches to get it past the last defender and a nice little free net for his troubles.
Yeah, and that last touch, throwing off that last defender, just wanting to get in the right timing of the challenge, and Caesar controls it well off the wall, able to follow it up just in the nick of time. He's able to get one. Ooh, Prussia had a chance at an open net there, but I believe he got bumped there and slowed down his momentum completely, and Burnsville will be down by 2 instead of 3 with 15 seconds left.
Yeah, and it looked like a really threatening opportunity from Burnsville right there, but a double commit, putting too much power on the ball and trash in awkward position, opts for what was going to be a scoring opportunity for Burnsville is now a goal for the St. Cloud Flyers, and now it is down 4-1 with only 10 seconds left. That is all but is needed. St. Cloud will take game 1. Maybe we'll see some trash goals here, no pun intended.
Oh boy.
But, and as the ball is sitting firmly planted on the ground, Flyers will take game 1. And, you know, the Inferno, they got that initial goal with only 6 seconds left and then got 4 scored on them unanswered. A lot of that being from Caesar. The man had 100% goal participation with 1 goal himself, and then the playmaker 3 assists and also 2 saves to top it off.
Yeah, and Caesar and Immortal connecting on, like you said, a lot of those passes, and Inferno, they had a really good start to the game with that trash double touch, but other than that, they've been pretty much shut out here by the Flyers as they score 4 unanswered. Could have been 5 with that kickoff chance if they didn't get the bump onto Prussia, but shooting 50% on this game, and the Inferno shooting just 20% for their liking. And other than that first goal from the Inferno, like I said, they really didn't really have any pieces that they could put together.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if they have anything to change up, if they're going to amp up the pressure or play a little bit more safe and sound and try to cut off these passes that Caesar and Immortal are decimating and picking apart the defense with. But 4 minutes and 56 seconds unanswered. We'll see how far we get into game 2 before that changes, or if it changes. But right off the rip, St. Cloud on offense. Immortal with a nice touch off the sidewall, but cleared away by Trash. Prussia having to race back to collect. Taking nice control touch, forces the 50 with Doty, but a double commit comes out from the St. Cloud Flyers. And Immortal getting a pinch past 1. Can he get Oxos' touch? Can just a little too far out of his reach. Oxos to Doty, but cut off perfectly. Immortal with a scoring opportunity, but Caesar is able to finish it up as well. Trash couldn't quite get the touch that he wanted, and Caesar's gifted another free net.
Yeah, and it's almost connected from Caesar to Immortal, and Trash had pretty much in his mind pretty much committed to the fact that Immortal could have had a touch there, and he gave him the respect that he wanted to give him, especially after Immortal couldn't get a touch, and so he was forced to be in a pre-jumpy state of his car where he really couldn't put the ball where he wanted to after thinking that Immortal was going to have a chance at it, and that really opened up things for Caesar. So actually, a really good thing that Immortal missed there.
Absolutely. I think if Immortal touched it, it would have been a goal either way, but Caesar able to open the scoring for St. Cloud. Just a minute played here, and Prussia will be taking this down the left side while trying to find a teammate mid, but Doty read it well, able to cut that out, but straight to Caesar. It's floating straight into the net, and we are at 2-0 with just over a minute played.
Yeah, St. Cloud's got all the momentum right now. Caesar challenging over Oxos, and nobody there back in the rotation quick enough to, stop that shot. They had a while to, get a good chance to save it, but I think the third man committed when the person rotating back was kind of at that mid-boost area, so that quick shot was the smart thing to do, as they were out of position quite a bit there.
Absolutely, and as a minute and a half flies by, Caesar on the sidewall just looking for a 50, nobody challenging, able to get a nice little pinch touch over the first man. But Doty trying to get the bump, of Prussia reads it. And another shooting opportunity from Trash, and it looks like the pressure is mounting. A 50 comes out from Oxos and Prussia. A shooting opportunity. Doty sends it high off the backboard, read well by Immortal all the way downfield, but Trash is there as third man to send it straight back in. Looks for a double, but can't quite get it. Ran out of boost. Gets the full corner boost, and was that Doty trying to find a man mid, but he was third, so there's nobody's gonna be there, Doty. But still, Burnsville with possession. Trash taking it off Prussia, kind of giving it away to Immortal. Immortal with a nice little scoring opportunity, but opts to pass it out of the backboard. Caesar as well. Prussia can't commit his third, and now he has to defend the 1v2, and he does fairly well. Immortal to take control over on the left wall, find a teammate mid. It's Prussia. What a save by Oxos, followed up by Caesar, but Trash beats him there. Immortal having to collect on the right wall, doesn't quite get a great touch, having to go up the backboard to try to defend this double. And it's lingering it dangerously on mid, but Doty commits his third, and Prussia just beats him.
Yeah, there's been a lot of, there's a really good chance there. Trash passes that one off the backboard. Oxos a little bit pushed up too far, and Doty coming in there kind of late, definitely doesn't realize that Prussia is actually beating him to the ball. Maybe he thought that the 50 would come out at the least, but Prussia gets there before him and just finds the freest net and nobody in sight to defend that one, because that was the third man. Ooh.
Absolutely. Oh, a dangerous opportunity or a dangerous situation, I should say, for St. Cloud there. But saved well by Prussia. Prussia sitting on the back wall up to Caesar. Can Caesar get a touch? No, but Doty gets a mistouch that falls down right in front of net.
Oh, wow. This might work.
Caesar gets a mistouch of his own. That might just be a counterattack, and it doesn't. Oxos will end the scoring drought. It went 7 unanswered, but Oxos, off the mistouch from Caesar, able to get a nice free net, and maybe this will kickstart the momentum that was needed for Inferno to come back in this game.
Yeah, and I think Caesar was looking for a back pass there. I think he thought that it wouldn't get to that part on his car where he'd time the bounce right. He wanted to keep it to the ground where he could just find his teammate. Caesar, slow shot. Trash is there. Find themselves in a similar situation here in game 1 at one point. They're down by 2, but the goal that they had came off of a St. Cloud mistake, and we haven't really seen any of those yet. Immortal double touch towards the top left side of the net, will not find the back of the net, and Prussia will try to take control there, and Burnsville, they're going to need to get a little bit risky here within this last minute if they want to have some scoring chances.
You know, you say get a little risky, and I have to agree with you.
Oh, it's
but, okay. Well,
this is not too risky.
50 from Oxos. Probably the least riskiest thing that could have gone down, but Oxos with a very good 50 on a Prussia. That'll just lurk out and be a free net for Doty, and that'll bring the difference to just 1 goal with just a second over a minute left to play. So we'll see how.
What's the dog doing?
we'll have to see how the Inferno capitalize
Ooh,
off
a
that. And they
demo,
will
wow.
do so with a demo on Immortal, and Trash is able to follow that up perfect, getting all 3 players into the play.
Man, we have ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. 50 seconds left. We've got a tie ball game. Burnsville weren't able to come back after a dominant performance from St. Cloud in game number 1. And, ooh, another chance for Burnsville, but miscommunication from Doty and Oxos. They end up bumping each other. And another double commit from Burnsville. And looks like they have a lot of chances right now, but after they had tied up this game, they've kind of been... That's 3 double commits within like 10 seconds, so this could be dangerous. Caesar to Immortal. Prussia up for this one early. Gets beat by Trash. It's gonna somewhat waterfall. Oxos with an incredible read from those freestyling days at Twin City Gaming. He's gonna extend his lead here. His team's lead to 1 with 22 seconds left, and man, has this game turned around.
Yeah, a little bit of an ambitious jump from Prussia's third man there. Doty being able, or either Doty or Trash, one of the two, I can't remember which one, able to beat out the third man and get that nice little waterfall bounce off the top of the backboard. And Oxos with a beautiful read and a beautiful top right shot to take the lead. And with only 10 seconds left, St. Cloud Flyers looking for the goal that will tie it up and send this to OT. Will it come? It's looking dangerous. It's on the Burnsville half. But with 1 second left, that might touch the ground, and it does. Inferno will take game 2.
Burnsville, 3 unanswered goals to polish things off here in game number 2. Definitely off to a rough start like we saw in game 1, but then they fought back and they brought out the physicality with the demos. 2 of their plays, just removing that last man from the pitch. Oxos had some great passes from pretty much 50s. He had pretty much turned nothing into something on most of the 50s that he went for in the Flyers half. So great game from the Inferno to end things off, and I'd like to think that the Inferno, they should have all the momentum right now because they've just scored 3 unanswered goals.
Absolutely. And last game, it was Caesar with the 100% goal participation. But last game, it was Caesar. This game, it's Oxos with 2 goals and 2 assists. Trash also with the 75% with 1 goal and 2 assists. So those two putting it down, able to cement the game 2 win. Doty also getting a nice little goal in there as well. But it was just the cherry on top. And we will have to wait and see if the Inferno will continue their stride of unanswered goals, or will St. Cloud battle back and take game 3?
Yeah, and St. Cloud didn't really have any retaliation there for what Burnsville was able to do towards the end of that game. It seemed like the first half was kind of in the Flyers' momentum, and it kind of just shifted when they went down by 2 goals. When they were down 1-3, they just absolutely went off, and they hung in it with half the game remaining. They're able to score 3 goals in a row. Prussia has a chance here. A bad read. Prussia no boost, and he's going to rocket that one super high. Immortal, dangerous back pass here for Prussia. Oh my goodness, how was that going that way? Must have hit the bottom of Prussia's car.
Absolutely. A very interesting pitch, but does not find its way into the back of the net. But you were commenting on how St. Cloud went unanswered, and then Inferno battle back and go unanswered to win game 2. And that's exactly how we should expect this game to go. 2 of the top 3 teams, the Clash of Titans, going head-to-head. It's going to go to a game 5. I'm calling it here right now, as Immortal takes a nice booming clear, trying to find Prussia on the sidewall, but Prussia has very minimal boost. Caesar able to take control, pop it over Doty. Can he get another? No. Trash and Oxos are both up for this one. Doty's looking for the bump, but Prussia beats him to it. Immortal will grab a full tank of boost here, trying to get multiple touches, get this out of their half, but can't quite do so. Caesar will clear long down the field, trying to find Immortal. Prussia going for the 50 on the Inferno back wall. And the game is slowing down immensely compared to game 1 and 2.
Now, Immortal, a little bit of slow play here. Trash plays it well into the corner, denying that threat that Immortal had brought up in their defensive end. 3 minutes to go here in game number 3. Caesar with a nice flick over Trash. Timed it perfectly. Immortal cannot get there. Doty looking for a redirect. He cannot put it into the back of the net, but it was a close attempt nonetheless. Trash up for that one. It's going to be a hard ball to control. He'll let it go. Caesar gonna get that one over into open space for Immortal. And the 50 doesn't go well. It's super fast. Prussia gets there in time, but Oxos is gonna have a good look at the ball. Caesar sending that one through. Doty overcommit, but Oxos is gonna be back. Never mind. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of dangerous, sticky situations. With half the game gone, no one has scored yet.
Yeah, just a couple of calculated errors coming out from both
what a
teams,
bump.
and that's actually a great bump coming out from Immortal. Prussia up his third man again, but doesn't quite get anything from it. Doty a long clear. Immortal can't quite find the touch, but Caesar will be able to bail his teammate out. But that's high off the backboard. It's dangerous, and it might be drop down goal for Oxos. The man is just putting on a show here in game 3.
Yeah, Trash putting that really high, takes a really sharp bounce. And Immortal actually, he's in a really good line of trajectory with the ball in that bounce. And he's just not able to get there fast enough. And Oxos putting that one into the back of the net, but it's on their backboard. Oxos clears it into safety, down to Doty, gets a nice 50. And a shooting chance. Trash is too close. And Prussia's able to beat him to it anyways, as that shot was pretty much not possible from that angle with that speed. It would have been saved by then. Doty looking for Oxos, gets it to the midfield, baits out Prussia, forcing him to rotate back. 90 seconds remain here. Prussia dribbling this one, leaving it for Immortal, but just ends up giving it to Trash. Trash off the sidewall, trying to find Oxos, but it is countered by Mr. Caesar himself, and a quick shot from Immortal to tie things up with 1:22.
Yeah, and I was actually just thinking to myself, you know, St. Cloud, they're not connecting as well with the passes. They're not finding themselves well enough like they did in game 1 and 2. And right there, I saw Immortal lining up for the shot when he had a teammate free in the midfield. And I was thinking to myself, this might get saved. This might be a missed opportunity, but a great shot nonetheless by Immortal to tie it up 1-1 here with just about 70 seconds to play. And that's dangerous. Oxos might be able to get it, but Trash, a high flying ball. Prussia with a nice little pre-jump save on it, but still not out of the woods yet, as still floating high and dangerous. But Immortal will be able to take control here, and he opts to bang it to the left, trying to find Caesar. Caesar looking for boost, though. Trash up, able to beat Prussia out. Is Oxos finding the angle? Is Doty getting the shot? The bounce shot.
Oh,
the save!
What?
Oh my god!
Oh,
Caesar! Oh my
still
god!
ahead
What
of
a
it.
defensive showing here from Inferno.
Wow.
Or not Inferno, Flyers, excuse me.
They have a
Caesar able
chance.
to pin that against the crossbar, and then the follow-up shot saved by Prussia, pre-jumping. And will they be able to capitalize off that?
Man, some strong defense from the Flyers right there. They almost had a counterattack opportunity. They might still have it. Pressure shot to the top left corner. Saved by Oxos. Trash just gets a touch out to relieve a little bit of time for his team. He tries to find it in the mid. Caesar gonna cut it off. Doty looking for Oxos. This is going to be a thriller of a game number 3, as we are not done yet. Doty gonna side flip. We will be done. In game 3, we will have overtime and an exciting finish, likely.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 3 going to the OT, the first OT of the series. Which team will come out on top and which team will push the other to match point? Only time will tell, as Trash takes a long clear all the way down the field. Caesar able to clean it up. Take a touch by one. Doty there to follow it up to Trash. Trash trying to find his teammate in mid, but can't quite do so. Prussia taking a touchdown to Caesar. Caesar back to Prussia into open space. Nobody there for St. Cloud to follow, though. Doty will be there first. Doty with a misread. Trash by himself.
double
but the
commit.
double commit comes out, and now it is a 3-on-1
Lonely
situation
Prussia.
against Prussia. But Prussia able to clean that up in the corner. Trying to dribble it downfield past all the Burnsville Inferno defenders, and a triple commit comes out from Burnsville, but nothing will come of it. As
Nice
Oxos
pass.
takes a nice
Wow.
touch down the side, a banger all the way downfield. Prussia will save.
Wow.
And Trash will cement the Game 3 win and push his team to match point.
Yeah, great transition there. Oxos, or Doty finding Oxos, either one of the two. It was Oxos to Doty. And they get that launching clear that set up Prussia in an awkward scenario. He had to try to keep that one close to himself because he wasn't really in a position where he could, like, send the ball. And it was going so fast at him that the control was just so hard there.
Absolutely. And Inferno, they are on match point. I have to admit, I'm a little sad about it. But nonetheless, they're playing phenomenal after that Game 1 showing from St. Cloud. And we will have to see what Game 4 has in store with us, or in store for us, excuse me. But Trash and Oxos are just playing phenomenal right now. And Doty is a sub, may I add, but playing phenomenal up in this Challenger League. And we'll have to see if they will be able to push it through and secure the series win. Or will the Flyers battle back and force a Game 5?
Yeah, and a very even game overall. I mean, we saw the Flyers have an incredible defensive stop, but then right after that, they had a couple of counterattack chances, and the Inferno also showing off their defensive prowess as, did I just get kicked from the game? Your connection to the game has been lost. Wow, Rocket League, thank you so much.
Well, while you are gone, I will take over as we get down into Game 4. Sorry, but you're going to get the radio special here as Prussia and Doty will go for the first kickoff. It is not heavily, but slightly in favor of the Inferno, but Immortal able to clear it all the way to the left corner. Trash taking it down the wall now, but Prussia first there. A 50 goes down, won by Prussia. Doty trying to collect, but it is floating high in the midfield. Caesar taking a touch high off the backboard, might be able to follow it himself for a shooting opportunity, but can't quite put it on net. Just off the post, and that might be a missed opportunity. A tough angle for him. Couldn't quite slot it. In Prussia with a missed touch to set up Oxos in the midfield, and that is going to give Inferno the first goal of Game 4 here with only 29 seconds played.
Yeah, and I know he wants that to get over Trash. It was coming across the pitch. Kind of a weird rotation, but kind of didn't want to end up taking that 50 with Trash if it came down to it. And he hits it over him, and that just leaves an open shot, and Oxos places it well. Doty to the backboard. It's really fast. Immortal able to get that one out, and double commit from St. Cloud. They do have the 1-goal lead, and they are at match point. And with 4 minutes remaining so far, Prussia, quick shot. Trash gonna get the save. Caesar able to get the pass down. Originally, I think was a shot, but forces the defender pretty much to commit. They weren't fast enough for it.
The perfect opportunity where a missed shot turns into a glorious pass. Caesar trying to find that top left corner. Can't quite get it, but Immortal there to follow it up and get the tie here with just over a minute played. And Immortal taking a nice doink touch all the way towards the net, forcing Trash to get up there for the save. But that might be a little bit of an overcommit. Thankfully, Immortal able to clean it up. But demo by Trash and 50'd. Excuse me. Doty taking a high-flying ball off the ceiling to the backboard, but Immortal reading it well. Can he get another? He tries to get the 50 on Trash, which he does. But Caesar getting challenged by Doty. Prussia forced to control this. Caesar will take a nice little doink touch over him. Caesar trying to get this dunk on Trash, but can't quite get it. Leaving Immortal in a horrible spot, but Immortal able to get the save, and Doty not able to get the follow-up shot. And you got to think, is St. Cloud feeling the nerves? Double commits coming out. Are they feeling the nerves about being pressed to match point, being down in a series for what I believe is the first time in Season 5 as the undefeated team? Are Inferno able to capitalize on it and close the series out, or will they force the Game 5?
Yeah, are the Burnsville Inferno gonna be able to dethrone the Kings? A little bit of awkward rotation there in the Burnsville defensive half, but it does get cleared over to Immortal, who can't really find it in the midfield. Gets the dunk, though, and Trash absolutely balling his teammate as the ball kind of just landed on top of his head and bounced up. Immortal sending that one down, but Oxos is the only one waiting. This could be dangerous if Immortal gets it over Trash. He gets the bump on him. Prussia able to mind game 50. It's not going to be in, though, and Trash will collect this ball with 100 boost.
Yeah, great opportunity from Prussia there. Just unfortunate that the 50 went a little wide, but he's not done yet. He might be able to get a flick, but he can't quite get it. And that's a free net, but Immortal's chasing back for it, and he gets the touch to safety. Not to safety for long, though, because Osas takes it high off the backboard, but Prussia with the clear looking for Immortal. Immortal with the shot. Doty with the save, and the demo goes down on Trash. It opens up space a little bit. Prussia trying to find Caesar. Caesar trying to find back to Prussia. But nothing comes of it. They're looking for the passes, though, more and more throughout this series. It was perfect in Game 1 and 2. Game 3 fizzled out just a little bit, and Inferno took that one, but they're looking for each other again, and that was their recipe for success throughout this series. And will it... Oh, it... I was just about to say, will it pan out for them? And it will, as Caesar banging it down the field himself. Doty not able to get up to it. Don't know if he was low boost or what, but Caesar able to follow it up and take the lead here late in Game 2. Or
Yeah.
Game 4, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, Doty recently has been kind of been their front up man, trying to get some demos and just some disturbance on the St. Cloud side, so it opens their team for some scoring chances. Prussia kind of just filled that role there, trying to get pretty much Doty awkward, and it ended up working for them. 1:15 remaining, and St. Cloud, they find themselves up by 1. They got to get it to Game 5 if they want to have a chance to win. But Burnsville, they're in a low boost scenario here, situation here with a minute left.
Absolutely, and will the Inferno be able to climb back from this deficit they've been put in late in the game with just under 50 seconds left to play? Prussia's controlling it down the sidewall. Doty able to intercept and try to chase it down to get a second touch. He does, and it bounces favorably, but Caesar collects. Doty trying to find his teammate mid. Oxos tries but can't quite get it, and Trash is 50'd. Now they have to race back. Prussia with a shooting opportunity. He puts it top left, and it sinks its way in. 3-1 with 30 seconds left to play.
Yeah, and Trash not really able to get the first touch or read that first ceiling bounce, and decides to go for boost, and might look like a feasible option, but the way how fast that ball is moving, it's definitely not, and he definitely regrets it there, as if he wouldn't have gone for the boost there, he would have saved it. 20 seconds left. Prussia to take it the entire way down the pitch. 15 seconds left. St. Cloud, we might have found yourselves in a Game 5.
10 seconds left to play. The clock is counting down. If they want to get back into this game, they have to do it now, but they're stuck on defense. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Prussia, before I can even get to 1, he sinks the 4th goal of the St. Cloud Flyers, and we are 100% heading to Game 5 here.
Yeah, and that's definitely where the Burnsville Inferno are vulnerable, when they don't communicate as well on their defensive side. We see a bunch of commits coming out, a lot of double commits overall when the ball's just awkward like that in their half. They just want to do something, but all the momentum now heads in the favor of St. Cloud as they try to stat pad, as I bet you right now they are yelling stats, 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 like they did in the last series at 0 seconds when they were winning, but they do not find a goal, unfortunately. Maybe a few more points, who knows? Some more ball touches, but
Who knows?
Game 5 about to be underway. Holy 17 shots.
Oh my gosh. 17-3. Wait,
Wait, 15, excuse me,
Yeah,
15.
Mr. Math over here.
Okay,
It's still
I never
16.
said I was good at
Oh, no,
math.
it's 15. Okay, we both suck at math.
Yeah.
Anyways, St. Cloud Flyers, 15 shots. Inferno, only 3. But they did get, 9 saves. But there is a interesting statistic that the team with the more saves per game is usually the team that loses, because that implies that you're always on defense and that you're trying to withstand immense pressure. But one thing I want to add is that Inferno, like I said earlier, are one of the 3 teams with a record of 3-1, and Flyers is the only undefeated team still in the Challenger League. So this is a massive game for Inferno to win, and I'm sure they have talked about it. I'm sure they know that. But will the Kings be dethroned? Not sure. We still have 5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, and this could go either way. It's been pretty much back and forth. Immortal comes out of nowhere and immediately challenges the ball that ended up just not getting over Trash. And he tried to bump him last second. Doty also had a chance there. Just so many close opportunities to make play on the ball, but none of them are able to react in time.
Yeah, and it is a kickoff goal at 3 seconds, but I wouldn't even call it a kickoff goal at this point because Immortal got a beautiful kickoff, was able to follow it himself, had to dodge the second man bump and still get a solid touch on the ball to play it past the third man, and he did everything he possibly could. Immortal wants this win more than anything, and you can see it in the way he's playing.
Yeah, and start things off hot with a goal. Caesar slowing down the pace, gets it past 2. Trash 0 boost, though. We do see him back in the Fennec as he's gonna clear that one to the sidewall. Doty gonna little pre-flip aerial off the sidewall there. Does not connect, though. St. Cloud find themselves up by 1, but can Trash answer? That's a launcher of a shot, but it's not gonna be on target just yet. And a minute gone here, and some nice passing opportunities for Trash and Oxos, but they do end up missing it. Wow.
Oh,
And they miss again.
boy. The past 10 seconds have not been great from the Inferno. A beautiful infield pass comes out. Oxos opting to try to cut it instead of completing his rotation, misses the ball and fakes out their last man. And then they're all not able to get back in time. Well, they were able to get back in time, but they couldn't find the touch on the top right shot, which wasn't very challenging. But these little mistakes at this level of play is what is going to get capitalized on and punished time and time again. And that's what's getting St. Cloud the win here in Game 5 so far.
Yeah, and you know, it almost seemed like Oxus had committed for it, but then realized that had pretty much put his faith in Doty to touch the ball, and his car was pretty much just absolutely flat. Like, it wasn't anticipating to make a save on the ball. And Doty, it was likely a rubber band, so he tried to get off of it, or pretty much not commit to it as much. An open net chance! Prussia denies it, though. And that could have been a game changer right there, though. 3 minutes left. Burnsville, I don't think they've... I mean, they did come back by... or they had 3 unanswered goals, I believe, in Game 2, but this is a much different story. This is a Game 5.
Absolutely. Still the 2-0 lead from St. Cloud, and they are looking to tack on more with the way they're keeping this pressure up. And we're now in this game, I mean, throughout the series we have, but especially in this game, we are seeing why this team is still undefeated. The rotations just look cleaner. The times that they're taking with the ball, right there, beautiful save by Trash, may I add. But the time that they're taking when they have it with the ball is just immaculate, and a very, very strong performance from them. But nonetheless, still a 2-goal lead. Inferno looking for something to grasp onto, and this might be it. Caesar having to dive from behind the ball to make the save, and he does. Still 2-0, but it's still knocking on the door. Doty with a touch, trying to find Oxos.
Wow.
Oxos pass to Doty. Can he find the shot? He does, but Caesar able to save it. Immortal to follow it up. Immortal going off the backboard. No, Prussia will take it instead, trying to get the clear they so desperately need. The pressure is mounting on top of the St. Cloud Flyers. Caesar trying to make a desperation touch, but Doty able to 50 him, trying to get it out by any means possible, but it's looking tough for the Flyers, and we have been in their half for the last 40 seconds, and the St. Cloud Flyers have no answer for it.
And they might have a chance here. Prussia. Quick pass to himself. He does miss it. Doty's awkward. Gets the save. Immortal. Gonna control that one. Little Rule 1. Never mind, as they opt out of it. It is a Game 5, and they need 2 goals. Oxos able to get the save. Doty touches that one up. Caesar to keep it in play to Prussia. 0 boost for Doty, I believe, and Prussia will capitalize and bring their lead to 3.
Yeah, and by no means was, I mean, the shot was upper 90, it was well placed, but it had no power on it. And I think, I don't want to be hypercritical, but I think if you're in Doty's position, you just have a little bit more patience. Don't jump so early, and that's an easy save for you. But since you wanted to rush it, your team is now down 3-0 with only a minute left. And I apologize if I'm being toxic or hypercritical, but that's just what I'm seeing as Doty has to race back, trying to evade a bump that's coming out from Caesar. Doty with a beautiful dunk onto Prussia that sends it the length of the field. Caesar to collect and take his time. Take all the time in the world, Caesar, because you're up 3-0 and you need to pass the time. You can't give him any opportunities, and that's exactly what's happening right now. We're nearing the end game, and if Inferno want to come back in this game, they're going to need it now, and that's just kind of how the series has been going. But Prussia passing it back to Immortal. Oxos taking the 50 on Immortal. Caesar, the first one there. With 20 seconds left to play, it's looking grim, Grape.
Yeah, and time is definitely their enemy right now. That's gonna do it. Unfortunately for Burnsville, they did very well, especially having a sub the last couple of weeks over Raider. So they end up taking them to 5. They go down early in the game, and the Flyers did not let it go. Assist percentage 33% for the Flyers. And usually they're connecting on like everything, but what the dog doing? But that's gonna do it for our third match of today, the final match that I will be casting / streaming. And we're gonna hand it off to I believe Funny Fat Man with somebody else once we get to you after this short break.